Hi everyone. In today's video, we will know about AWS DataSync. So what is the AWS DataSync, why we use, what are the key features and the benefits of AWS DataSync. So let's see, go to the agenda and we will see. We will learn about AWS DataSync, why it's important, key features and how it works, the benefits and the use cases, limitations and the DataSync pricing. So let's see one by one. AWS DataSync. So AWS DataSync is a managed data transfer service that makes it easy to automate moving data between on-premises storage and Amazon S3 or Amazon Elastic File System. In this, it's a data transfer service. It's easy to automatic move between the on-premises storage, and also it can be moving data to on-premises Amazon S3 or EFS. With DataSync, you don't need to write scripts or manage your own data transfer server. DataSync handles all of the details for you. With the DataSync, so here in this DataSync, we are not worried about writing the scripts or manage the data transfer service. It handles all the details for you. So DataSync only handles itself. AWS DataSync helps in tasks like migrating large datasets to AWS, achieving data for long-term storage, and processing data in AWS services for analytics and machine learning. So it's migrating the large datasets and archiving the data and also processing data in the AWS services. So this is all about the AWS DataSync. So the next is why AWS DataSync. AWS DataSync provide it's why it's important means it's a fast, secure, automated way to move the large volumes, and it's a traditional data transfer methods, and it's a DataSync transfers address the challenges and say high speed transfer, and also it allows user to schedule and automate recurring transfer. So we will see the definitions. AWS DataSync provide a fast, secure and automated way to move the large volumes of data between on-premises storage and AWS cloud services like S3, EFS and FSx. And it's a traditional data transfer method like manual uploads or custom scripts are often slow, error prone and require the significant manual efforts. And AWS DataSync addresses these challenges with high-speed transfer that are up to 10x faster thanks to optimized protocols and efficient use to network bandwidth. It's a DataSync addresses the challenges. It addresses with the high speed of the network transfer. I'd say 10x faster. And also, its DataSync allows user to schedule and automate the recurring transfers, reducing the manual interventions. So these are all why it's important. So mainly it's a fast, secure and automated way, and it's a traditional data transfers, and it's a high speed transfer, and it's optimized the protocols, and it's a efficient use. And let's move to the benefits of AWS DataSync. The main benefits are accelerated data transfer, streamlined management, automated data verification, flexible deployment, cost efficient. Accelerated data transfer. DataSync enables data transfer that is up to 10 times quicker than traditional methods like command line tools or scripts. Streamlined management. Using the DataSync, you can effortlessly create, track and manage your data transfer tasks through a user-friendly web interface or API. So using the interface or API, you can transfer the task through user-friendly. And also we can create, track and manage your data transfer. It's easy. The next is automated data verification. DataSync checks the integrity of your data automatically during the transfer process and retries any unsuccessful transfer, and this ensures that your data is securely and accurately transferred. The next is flexible deployment. DataSync can find use in a range of environments such as on-premises, virtualized and cloud environments. So it's a use of range environments. It contains the on-premises, virtualized and cloud environment. We can have flexible deployment. The next is cost efficient. DataSync has competitive pricing and providing the ability to optimize the data transfer to minimize expenses. So it's a cost efficient. We can competitive pricing. So it's the cost is effective based on their uses and based on the purpose of where we use and how much storage we can require like that. So it's provides the ability to optimize the data transfer to minimize the expenses. So these are all the main benefits of the AWS DataSync. And let's move to the next slide, that is key features of AWS DataSync. The key features are it's a fast and secure, automated, multi-protocol, data integrity. It provides the encrypts and monitoring the transfer of the progress, and also it's a file to ensure accuracy, and it's transist using the TLS like that. So we will see the one by one. It's a fast and secure transfer. It accelerates data movement up to 10x faster. I've already told that why it's important, means it's a faster, so it speed up into 10x faster. The next is automated scheduling. It schedules transfer at specific time, so it automatically scheduling where it requires, and it provides it's a transfer is a specific timing. This next is multi-protocol supports. It work with NFS, SMB, Amazon S3, EFS, and FSX. The next is data integrity. Validates transferred files to ensure the accuracy. The next is encryption. It encrypts data and transferred using the TLS. The next is monitoring. Tracks transfer progress via AWS CloudWatch. It tracks the progresses in the via the AWS CloudWatch. It monitoring. These are all the key features. The next, how AWS DataSync work. AWS DataSync work is a service that facilitates rapid, secure, and automated data transfer between the on-premises storage and AWS cloud storage services. So it's a automated data transfer between the on-premises and AWS cloud service. The breakdowns are this is the following breakdowns how it works. Means first is a task creation, after that agent installation, then data transfer, then monitoring and the automation. So let's see one by one how it works. Task creation. So DataSync work first begin with the creating of the DataSync task, specifying the source location. The task creation is creating DataSync task, specifying the source location. The next is agent installation. Install the DataSync agent on your on-premises service to communicate with the DataSync service to allow data transfer. So agent installation is used to communicate with the DataSync server to allow the data transfer. To allow data transfer, we can communicate with the DataSync through the agent installation. That's why we are installing the agent. That's the next is data transfer. DataSync transfer data in chunks, leveraging parallel streams, compression and encryption to optimize the transfer process. During the transfer, DataSync automatically checks the data integrity and retrieves any failed transfers. So data transfer helps to automatically checks the integrity and retrieves failed to the transfer, and also it's a parallel stream compression and encryption to optimize the transfer process. The next is monitoring and automation. DataSync features monitoring and automation capabilities via AWS CloudWatch and AWS Lambda. You may use these services to track the progress of your DataSync task and automate tasks based on the specific events or conditions. So monitoring and automation means we can interact our automation capability with the AWS CloudWatch and AWS Lambda also, and this services helps to track the progress of the DataSync. The last one is data synchronization. It's a hybrid cloud environment. DataSync can synchronize the data between the on-premises storage and AWS cloud storage. DataSync continuously monitors charges in both location and updates them accordingly to ensure the consistency between the two. The data synchronization helps to synchronize data between the on-premises storage and AWS cloud storage, and also it can continuously monitor the changes in the both the locations and update them. So this is how DataSync works. The next is use cases of AWS DataSync. DataSync use cases are data migration, data archiving, backup and disaster recovery, cloud data processing. Data migration, it moves large data set from on-premises to AWS. The on-premises we are using to the storage purpose. So on-premises storage or Amazon S3, any storages we are using. So in the data migration, when there it contains a large number of data sets, it's move the large data set from on-premises to AWS resources. The next is data archiving. So archive all data into cost-effective AWS storage. So this is the pricing system is pay per usage. So that's why when the old data is contained, it archives this old data because of the cost-effective in the AWS storage. The next is backup and disaster recovery. Create data backup for disaster recovery. So create the data backups. So in case any of the data will be accidentally deleted, or we can delete the any data. So if you want to retrieve this data, so we are using the backup. So when we are creating the data backup, so we can easily backup our old data. The next is cloud data processing. So in the cloud data processing, it transfer files for processing in AWS computer services. It processing the data, transfer the files in the AWS computer service. These are all the use cases in the daily life we are using. So the next is limitation of the AWS DataSync. The limitations are storage compatibility, cost consideration, regional availability. So in the storage compatibility means it requires the NFS or SMB storage for on-premises services. So it for the storage purpose, it requires the NFS or SMB storage in the on-premises. The next is cost consideration. It can be costly for large data transfers when we are transfer the large. So it's by default it provides some of the storage process. Other that we are using the large data transfer, it can be costed according to that size. The next is regional availability. Is check for our services availability in the specific AWS region. So it can be we are using the different region for the every dataset. So we can check the services availability in the particular AWS regions. These are the limitations. The next is AWS DataSync pricing. The pricing structure of AWS DataSync is based on the three main factors. One is the quantity of data being transferred, and the second one is number of tasks created. The last one is destination storage services. So the DataSync pricing contains the AWS pay for usage, cost effective, like that. So the main factors, it's the structure is very different because of the first one is quantity. So for the AWS charges $0.0125 per GB. So for the 10 terabytes of data transfer per month, if the amount of data transfer, so in case we are exceeds the data transfer in 10 TB, the price is goes to $0.01 per GB. So it provide a fee per task per day is charged for the creation regardless of the amount of data transfer. So it provides some free for regarding the sum of the amount of data transferred. Otherwise it can cost according to the GB and TB. The next is number of tasks created and destination. The cost of the destination of storage services. So the cost of the destination storage services is also affects the pricing. So regarding the destination where we store, it affects the pricing also. In the Amazon S3 is used as a destination storage service. The standard S3 storage rates for the amount data stored is supplied. So while we are using the S3, so the amount will be amount of data stored will apply. So the S3 amount will apply. In case if we are using the Amazon EFS is used for the destination storage services, the charge will depend on the amount of storage provision. So how much data we will store, depending upon the cost will be affected. So AWS provide a free tier for data sync. This tier allows for up to 5 active tasks. So 10,000 files transferred per task and 5 GB of data transferred per task per month. So for the default per month, it provide only 5 GB of data transferred per task per month. So per month provided our task only 5 GB of data transfer. So these are the data sync pricing. This is all about the AWS data sync pricing. So let's see the demo how it works. We will see. So here we will see how the data sync works. So let's open the services data sync. So here we will see AWS DataSync. It simplifies, automates and accelerates moving the data. It helps to simplifies and automates and moving the data also. So it's an online data movement that discover the services that simplifies and accelerate data migration to AWS, as well as moving data to from on-premises storage, edge location, other cloud providers and AWS storage services. And also here we can see how it works and the pricing. Also here we can see I have already explained in the theory part how it works and the pricing. So there is no upfront cost or minimum fees. You pay a flat per gigabyte free for the amount of data transfer between your storage location, and it's configured with enhanced mode are also changed as per the task execution. So and also here it contains the benefits and features, cases. These are all I've already explained in the theory part. So here we will see, so to transfer data between on-premises or other cloud storage and AWS, deploy an agent. First we need to create a task. So in the left corner, here we can see location, task and task history. So go to task. Here we need to create the task. So the first step is configuration the source location. So to create or to select the source location, so what we need to do, there is a two option. One is create source location or choose an existing location. So I'm clicking on create a new location. Here in the configuration, it asking for the location type. So click on this. Here we can see there are different location type, that is Amazon EFS file system or FSX or Amazon S3, Adobe distributed file system, object store, SMB, network file system, like that. So here we need to select the S3, or you want anything, you can select that one. So I'm selecting the S3. It contains the reason, that is Asia specific Mumbai. So the next it's asking for the S3 URI, right? So I've already created the S3 buckets. Here we can see one is data sync source, another one is data sync destination. So it's asking for the URL. So browse the S3, click on this. So it's asking for source, right, location. So click on the data source, sync source. So the next is IAM role. You can choose a role with the access to your S3 bucket. You can choose if you have created already, or otherwise you can auto generate. I will auto generate this. So here we can see AWS DataSync S3 bucket access the DataSync source. So it's auto generated. The tags are optional. So click on next. So the next step is configure the destination location. So we are already configure the source location, right? So the next thing is we need to configure the destination location. So here also I'm creating a new location, then choose the location type. So here also I'm selecting Amazon S3. So the reason is Asia Pacific Mumbai, right? The next also is asking for the source destination. So clicking on the bucket, so destination location, click on the data sync destination, choose. So the storage class are standard, and IAM role I have also auto generate this one. So here we can see it's AWS DataSync S3 bucket access the DataSync destination role. So this is the configuration destination location. Then click on next. So the next is configuration setting. So to configure the setting, there is a task mode. Your task opinion and performance might vary depending on the task mode you choose. So task mode cannot be changed once you create this task. So before you creating, you can think and create the task mode. Once it created, we cannot change the mode. So there is a two option. One is enhanced. So enhanced is helps to transfer virtual unlimited member of the object with enhanced metrics, more detailed logs and higher performance than the basic mode. And also it's currently available for transfer between the S3 locations. The next is basic. So basic transfer between the AWS storage and on-premises, edge or other cloud storages. So subject to quotes and the number of files and objects in a data set. Lower performance than enhanced the made of most workloads. So here I am selecting the enhanced. Selected the enhanced one because virtually unlimited number of objects to transfer. So the names are optional, source data options are optional. So these are all optional, don't need to change anything, or if you want to change, or if you want to give the name, like you will click on this, otherwise let it be. So click on next. So the last step is review. So what are we all creating? We can review this. It's all are correct or wrong. So the source location is the South one, Amazon S3 type. So using this URL, and the tag the destination and the settings. So the last is create the task. So here we can see the task is created. It contains the task status and task mode, all the source location and the destination location. So the next is what we need to do is go to the data sync. So here we need to create the started the transfer task. So we are created the task, right? So that task we need to start it. So click on get started. Here we can see, so in the tasking we need to create the agent. So first is a deploy agent to transfer data between self-managed storage and AWS storage services. Ensure you have developed and started the agent VM. Your agent can run on either on-premises Hypervisor or Amazon EC2. So the agent can run in the two ways, that is on-premises or Amazon EC2. It can run either this one or the Amazon EC2. So here we need to select the hypervisor. So there are a different option, that is VMware or kernel based virtual machine or Microsoft Hyper or Amazon EC2. So here I'm selecting VMware only. The next is service endpoint. So here we need to choose the endpoint where we need to connect to. So here there is a one option is your region location, or otherwise we can choose the VPC endpoint using the private link. So I'm selecting only my endpoint. And the next is activation key. Activation securely associate the agent that you deployed with your AWS account. There are a method to obtaining the agent activation key. There is two way. One is automatically get the activation key from your agent, and the another one is it's manually enter your agent's activation key. So in the automatically will choose this, your browser will connect to your agent over the HTTP to get a unique activation key. And in the manually you choose this option if you already have an activation key and need to enter it manually. So I am selecting the automatically get the activation key. So you will click on the get key. You will get the key to create the agent. So this is all about the data sync, how we create the task and how we need to generate the key. So here we can see, so I'm not creating that one because it will pay as you go method. Here we can see, so there is a no upfront cost or minimum fees. So it's a pay as play flat, and in addition your charges standard request and data transfer rates to read and write from your data store. So this is all about the data syncs, how it works and how to create tasks and get the key like this. Thank you.